So, yung isang company, bago siya mabuo, dapat i-consider niya yung dalawang factors affecting the firm's operating environment. So, una ay tax. Ang ikalawa ay business form or your form niya. Ano nga ba yung sinasabing form? There are three major forms of business organization. Alright, mga bossing. Una ay proprietorship or proprietorship. Ikalawa, partnership. Pangatlo ay ang corporation. Yung pinaka-common sa kanila, alin kaya? Ano? So, ang pinaka-common sa kanila ito. Most common. Sole proprietorship. No? Kasi madali lang buuin. Isa-isahin natin, ano? Sole proprietorship. So, a sole proprietorship is a business owned by a single person. Oh, i-note natin, single person who has the complete control over the business decisions. The individual owns all the firm's assets and is responsible for any of its liabilities. So, ikaw yung mag-buy or mag-acquire ng assets. Ikaw din yung magbabayad ng iyong liabilities. So, sa'yo lang umiikot ang mundo.
Sana all.
Therefore, a financial statement of the business present only those assets and liabilities pertaining to the business. May dalawang perspective pagdating sa sole proprietorship. Ang unang perspective ay ang legal. So, sabi ni legal, iisa lang yung business at yung owner. So, si owner at saka si business ay iisa. Isa lang sila, sabi ni legal. But sabi naman ni accounting, sabi ni accounting, dalawa yan. Buksan mo yung mata mo. Dalawa yan, alright. Dalawa pala sila, alright. So, ang isa ay yung owner. Yung isa ay yung business. So, dalawa sila. Itong si owner, isa siyang natural person. Meaning, tao siya, tao. Ito naman si business, tao ba yan? Hindi yan tao. It is called an artificial. Isa siyang artificial person. Created by law. No? Yung batas niyong nagbuo sa kanya para tawagin siyang business. No? Alright? Because sabi ni accounting, the owner cannot be paid salary or wages from his business. Instead, the owner may withdraw funds. So, kung isang tao lang yan at nagkaroon siya ng business, hindi naman pwedeng swelduhan niya yung sarili niya. No? Si company ang magpapasweldo sa kanya by means of withdrawing funds. No? So, i-withdraw niya yung sobrang capital para sa business, which is considered income naman din. Si sole prop, advantages niya, note lang natin, lumalabas to sa board exam, ano? Kahit ganito ka-basic yung dinidiscuss natin. Lumalabas to sa board exam. So, lumabas to sa board exam namin. Few questions lang naman, pero it will greatly affect your rating. No? So, advantages of sole proprietorship requires no formal character or no formal charter. Kahit bumuo ka dyan, magbebenta ka ng sigarilyo or magbebenta ka ng candy sa lansangan, you do not require a charter or ba't ka paggagawa ng batas, pwede ka namang benta ng sigarilyo at candy doon. No? So, ease of entry and exit. So, example, naboboard ka na, di mo na gusto ulit magbenta ng sigarilyo o candy. So, easy lang. Easing lumabas at easing bumuo ng isang sole proprietorship. The next is full ownership and control. Nasa iyo na ang lahat, sabi pa ni DJ Padilla.
Galing ha?
Full ownership. Nasa iyo na ang lahat. Nasa iyo na yung business, nakapangalan sa'yo. You have the full ownership and control. Ikaw yung kumukuha ng profit din. Number 3 is tax savings. The entire income generated by the proprietorship passes directly to the owners. This may result in a tax advantage if the owner's tax rate is less than the tax rate of a corporation. For example, magkaroon ng income, ginamitan mo ng owner's rate kasi ikaw naman yung may-ari niyan so okay lang na owner's rate yan. So this would be part of your income which is subject to income tax. Number 4, few government regulation. Hindi madaming kailangan pag mag-open ka nito, especially sole proprietorship. Kasi meron kang tinatawag na government freedom. Ano naman yung mga disadvantage? Number 1 is unlimited liability. Kung malugi ka, ikaw rin yung magsasuffer, ikaw rin yung magbabayad. Number 2, limitations in raising capital. The owner is personally liable or responsible for any and all businesses debts. Thus, the owner's personal assets are claimed by the creditors if the firm sets in default. Limitations in raising capital kasi wala ka kasing mga kaibigan or mga kasangga na pwedeng mag-donate sa'yo. So, it is called solo gaming din, no? So, number 3, lack of continuity. Sabi ko kanina, mabilis lang buwagin ang isang sole proprietorship, no? Ang next natin ay partnership. A partnership is a legal arrangement in which 2 or more persons agree to contribute money or property or industry to the business and divide the profits that may be derived therefrom. So, partnership may operate under varying degrees of formality. Example, a formal partnership may be established using a written contract known as partnership agreement, which is filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Partnership is sabi nila 2 or more. If isa lang yan, hindi yan partnership. So, 2 or more dapat yung sabi ng batas. Dapat may contribution of money, property, or industry to a common fund. And last criteria sa partnership is to divide the profits among themselves. A partnership may be general or limited partnership. A general partnership is one which each partner has unlimited liability. So, unlimited ang kanyang liability. Meaning, to the extent ng kanyang personal properties. General partners usually manage the firm and may enter into contractual obligations on the firm's behalf. Profits and asset ownership may be divided in any way agreed upon by the partners. While the limited partnership naman is one containing 1 or more general partners, 1 or more, so at least 1 lang na general partner. So, ang iba ay limited partner na. The personal liability of a general partner for the firm's debt is unlimited. So, si general, diba at least 1 general partner sa limited partnership, yung liability niya is unlimited. While limited partners has limited liability. Kaya nga siyang tinawag na limited partnership. One of the advantages of partnership is ease of formation. Advantages. So, number 1, ease of formation. Madali lang siyang buuin kasi although it is encouraged to be registered in Securities Exchange Commissions, hindi naman required yung pag-register. Additional sources of capital. So, dahil marami nga sila, so meron silang mas maraming capital na pwedeng i-invest sa company. So, number 3, management base. A partnership has a broader management base or expertise than a sole proprietorship. Management base. So, mas maraming tao, mas maraming pwedeng ma-brainstorm. Number 4, tax implication. A partnership, like a proprietorship, does not pay any income taxes. The income or loss of the business is distributed among the partners in accordance to the partnership agreement, and each partner reports his or her portion. So, nasa personal income tax. So, tax implication, hindi sila natataksan ng income tax return. So, nasa sariling bulsa naman nila. So, hindi, yung company, hindi pwedeng taksan, no, ng income tax. Ano naman yung mga disadvantages? Disadvantages ng isang partnership. Una, unlimited liability. This is presumed that the partnership is a general partnership kasi meron talaga siyang unlimited liability. So, general rule to, ito yung exception, no? So, problem is silent, general. Number 2, lack of continuity. Madaling buwagin, a partnership may be dissolved upon the withdrawal or death of a general partner, depending on the provisions of the partnership. So, the problem is silent pa rin if may mag-withdraw or may mamatay na partner. Automatic if walang stipulation, ma-dissolve yung partnership. Dissolve meaning hindi naman mamamatay yung partnership. May posibilidad na hindi na mag-continue si partnership or magkaroon na ng bagong partnership. Number 3, difficulty of transferring ownership. It is difficult for a partner to liquidate or transfer ownership. It varies the conditions set forth in the partnership agreement. So, again, problem is silent. Kung walang sinabi si problem, mahirap talagang i-transfer yung ownership kasi madidissolve na naman yung partnership. Number 4, limitation. Although, mayroon siyang additional capital, limited lang. Limited compared to a corporation na mas madami. Limited capital raising. Yan. So, a partnership may have problems in raising larger amounts of capital because many sources of funds are available only to corporations. So, pinakamadami talagang pwedeng ma-raise na fund is si corporation. Especially if listed sa stock exchange or publicly listed na ang isang corporation. So, ang next natin ay corporation. Corporation. Ano nga ba ang isang corporation? A corporation is an artificial person. Ba't nga ba tinawag na artificial person? Because it is created by law. Ginawa siya ni batas. So, ang batas yung nagbigay buhay sa kanya. Kaya tinawag siyang artificial person. Tayo, ginawa tayo ng mga nanay natin. So, we are natural persons. Sabi nga ni Kim Chu sa kanyang kanta, sa corporation may batas.
Sa classroom may batas. Bawal lumabas o bawal lumabas.
As a legal entity. Separate and distinct from its owners. So, the legal entity may own assets, borrow money, and engage in other business entities without directly involving the owners. In many corporations, owners who are also called shareholders do not directly manage the firm. Instead, they select managers designated as the board of directors to run the firm for them. The board of directors are authorized to act in the corporation's behalf. I-illustrate ko sa inyo kung ano yung pinagkaiba ng artificial person, yung mga owners ng isang corporation and all. So, let's discuss first sino ang mga bumubuo ng corporations. Yung mga bumubuo ng corporations ay mga tao din yan. So, sila yung nag-isip ng ideya kung ano yung bubuing corporation. So, nag-usap-usap yan silang tatlo or silang mga magkakaibigan, for example. Or may isang tao or group of persons yung bumuo ng isang corporation. So, for example, si Jollibee Corporation, binuo nila yung isang Jollibee Corporation. Example, Jollibee. Bumuo sila ng Jollibee Corporation. So, si Jollibee Corporation is now an artificial person, no? So, si Jollibee Corporation ay isa ng artificial person. Meron na siyang buhay, meron na siyang sariling desisyon, pwede siyang bumili ng mga assets or mag-incur ng mga liabilities dahil isa na siyang corporation. So, si Jollibee Corporation, hindi siya makakapag-operate ng sa kanya lang, ano? Kasi ano lang naman siya as artificial person. Pero sa loob ng isang corporation na to, meron niyang mga tao sa loob, no? Nagpapa-operate ng business. Sila ang tinatawag na board of directors. Sila yung nagmamanage ng firm or ng Jollibee Corporation, for example. So, board of directors run the firm and are authorized to act in the corporation's behalf. Itong mga to, ang tawag to sa kanila is incorporator. Incorporator. So, incorporator tawag sa kanila, no? So, isa silang shareholders din, pero sila yung nagbuo ng corporation. Meron ding tinatawag na corporators. Sila naman yung nag-invest sa company after nang ma-form yung business. So, after na ma-form yung business, doon na sila nag-invest. So, si shareholder could either be incorporator or a corporator. No? Alam na natin kung sino-sinong nagpapalakad ng business, anong difference ng shareholders sa corporation. So, magkaiba sila kasi may artificial power na si corporation given by the law. So, paano nga ba nabuo ang isang corporation? Pumupunta muna sila sa isang proseso called incorporation process. So, sa incorporation process, dito binubuo ang isang corporation. So, hindi lang basta-basta kasi created to by law. And yung nag-govern sa kanila is the Corporation Code of the Philippines. After na mabuo yung corporation, then it will issue a share capital. Pero, before munang mag-issue ng share capital, dapat meron si corporation, meron siyang articles muna of incorporation or AOI, yung tawag doon. AOI meaning Articles of Incorporation. Yung Articles of Incorporation, doon nakasaad kung ilang shares yung i-issue nila, sinong mga board of directors, sino yung mga incorporators, ano yung mga policies, mga general policies ng company. Meron din namang mga specific policies. Ito yung tinatawag na bylaws. Bylaws, doon mo makikita yung mga specific policies more on sa pag-manage na ng business which will be discussed later on. Next is i-discuss natin yung advantages at disadvantages ng isang corporation. So punta muna tayong advantages. Ang unang advantage ng isang corporation is limited liability. So shareholders are liable only to the extent of their investment in the corporation. Thus, shareholders can only list what they have invested in the firm's shares. So, general rule, limited liability lang talaga si corporation. Exception. So, may exception yan. kung si corporation is unable to pay taxes, kasi government yan eh, di papalugi si government. So si government, pwede niyang habulin yung mga shareholders ng corporation para mabayaran yung tax. Number 2, unlimited life. Nakarinig na ba kayo ng mga advertisement na yung corporation or isang company is, sabi nila, 100 taon nang nagsisilbi sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Isa silang corporation. So sa isang corporation, 50 years lang yung life ni corporation, pero pwede siyang ma-renew. It shall continue to exist kahit mamatay pa or mag-withdraw si corporators or si shareholders. Number 3 is in transferring ownership. Shareholders can easily sell their ownership interest in most corporation by selling their shares without affecting the legal forms of business organization. So, ako, for example, meron akong hawak na shares sa Ayala Land. Pwede kong ibenta to sa stock market nang hindi na nagpapaalam sa corporation or wala nang mga paligoy-ligoy na mga requirements and all. So, easy lang talaga mag-transfer ng isang shares. Number 4 is ability to raise capital. Kahit may amendment sa corporation code, hindi naman nabago yung ating advantages. So, makaka-raise pa rin siya ng capital provided that the company siguro is in a publicly listed entity. So, kasi dati, para bumuo ka ng corporation, it must be 5 to 15. No? So, ngayon, binago ng batas, kahit isa ka lang or isa ka lang na magbubuo ng corporation, makakabuo ka ng corporation kahit hindi kayo marami. Tapos na tayo sa advantages. Punta naman tayo sa disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of a corporation is the time and cost of formation. Kailangan ng mga lawyers dito sa pagbuo ng, especially pag nag-incorporation process ka pa lang, kailangan mo ng lawyer. Di basta-basta gumawa ng articles of incorporation. Usually lawyers yan, no? So CPA lawyers yung nagagawa niyan. Number 2, it is well regulated. So, binabantayan ka talaga ni Securities and Exchange Commission kung ano yung mga pinagagawa mo sa iyong business. Dapat din registered ka as in Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC. Kasi if hindi ka registered sa kanila, you are considered a de facto corporation. So, de facto corporation meaning in the eyes of the law, isa kang illegal na corporation. Ayan. And the last one, mga bossing, is taxes. So, we know naman in the Philippines, taxes is one of the disadvantage of corporation because they are taxed ngayon at 30%. Pero, inamin naman ng corporation code, yung percentage na to, it will be decreasing throughout the year, no? Yun yung mga legal forms of business organization. Dapat alam mo kasi ito yung mga basic na tinatanong sa board exam. Yung sole proprietorship, partnership, at corporation. So yun guys, thank you for watching, and kung may mga topics kayong gustong ipa-discuss ay i-comment nyo lang sa video na to or sa any video sa channel ko at we will discuss one by one, no? Pipilitin nating himay-himayin yung topics.